Thank you for that, Devin. And summer is well on its way, and the Northwoods has been busier than ever this season, so it seems. But with the fall ride and back to school just around the corner, we're here with Nurse Christina Paris. Welcome back. Always happy to have you here on the morning show.
Glad to be here. Good morning.
Since the road to safety oftentimes includes pedestrians, bicycles, and motorcycle safety, let's break these down into some individual aspects here. So let's start with the pedestrian safety. With nearly 6,000 pedestrians killed on our national roadways in 2021 alone, what are some tips that you can give to kind of keep us safe?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we really do have to be proactive as pedestrians.
Looking in both ways, plenty of times
Exactly.
Here.
You want to look both ways. You want to make sure that, as a driver too, that you're watching posted speed limits. If you're going through downtown, I know Minocqua is 25. I think Rhinelander is 25, even 30, going up towards Walmart here in Rhinelander. So you've got to watch your speeds and location. Make sure you're looking both ways when you're crossing the street, and look a couple of times, because people who are up here, they're paying attention to, they're looking for the cabin. Which road do I have to turn down? Where do I go? Or, they're running 15 minutes late. They were supposed to be at the boat launch, 10 minutes ago. They're in a hurry. Or it's like us who live and work here, and we're behind a tourist who's going slow. So we're like focusing on getting to work and getting to where we want to be. And so people tend to not pay attention to the bicyclists and the pedestrians and the motorcycles.
Yeah, they just sneak up sometimes like that.
They do, absolutely, absolutely.
But we'll keep moving on, because Wisconsin is known for their outstanding bicycle routes. And can you give us some tips in safety as we go out with the families this Labor Day weekend upcoming?
Yes, absolutely. So, you want to make sure that you know know the rules, know who has the right of way. Make sure you're wearing bright colors. Use blinkers or blinking bright lights. Stay on posted bike lanes. Use caution when you're on those county highways. Like I said, they're windy. People are in a hurry, or they're focused on finding where they're supposed to turn next. So make sure you're watching the drivers, and as drivers, of course, try to watch. Make sure that you keep your eyes free and your ears free of what's around you. Don't just put those earbuds in, listen to a podcast, and tune out everything around you. Make sure you're paying attention to what's going on around you. In the military, we always use situational awareness. Always be aware of what's around you, and don't leave. Just make sure you're really, really focusing on what's going on. And when it comes to e-bikes, there's a whole different set of things. So e-bikes are great. They're allowing people who previously couldn't ride bikes to be able to ride bikes. But with those, there's speed, and they go a lot faster than normal bikes. And so you want to know your equipment. So start slow. Get a feel for how the e-bike works. Maybe drive around a parking lot or your driveway. Know where the throttle is located. That's huge. I've seen people get off the bikes, accidentally push the throttle, the bike's running away from them. It's hard. You really need to know where those things are. Start with the pedal assist at the lowest level. Ride at a speed you're comfortable. Practice riding, again, in safe areas. Use caution when mounting or dismounting, and just really become familiar with the braking system and the shifting systems of those bikes. They also suggest that you don't plug your e-bike in overnight and leave it unattended. So make sure you're watching the e-bikes when they're being charged.
Well, those are very good tips. I know when I was bicycling a lot, it was always good to have the light on the front as well. You can just snap that on, and then a little flashing one on the back, which, I grew up, never having really done that. But anytime it's getting a little darker outside, And then even when it is nice, it's just so nice to have those
It
little
is.
lights and the hookups, especially for, yourself, but also everyone to be able to see you. 'Cause
Right.
It's just, incredibly dangerous to be out there kind of blending in with the night.
Right. And again, you've got to be watching out for other
Everyone
people
and
too.
everything.
Right.
And you
absolutely.
never know when you might stumble across like a raccoon or a deer or something
No,
that just runs out there.
You do. You have to really be paying attention to the road, paying attention to things around you when you're out on your bike. Yep.
Absolutely. But we're going to transition from a bicycle to a motorbike because
That's right.
the fall ride is an important part of northern Wisconsin. We want everyone to have a safe ride this fall, no matter what way you plan on enjoying it. But what's a good way that we can stay free of accidents this season?
Absolutely. So you know, wearing a helmet. If you're out riding your motorcycle, make sure you have the proper equipment. Wearing a helmet, wearing a nice thick leather jacket. Even the ones they have like cervical spine protectors that you can get to, and your shoes, proper footwear when you're riding your bikes. But also don't ride your bike, don't walk, don't ride a motorcycle under the influence of drugs or alcohol. I mean, those impair us more than you would think it does. Just don't do it. Make sure you have your lights on high beams. I think it's great. Motorcycles now have brighter lights. That's just how they're being manufactured, which I think is wonderful because it really helps for drivers to be able to see you. Be careful on gravel roads. And like you said, you've got to watch out for the wildlife up here.
Yes.
Deer versus motorcycle, it can have really terrible outcomes. So you really need to be careful and know when you're going down winding roads, gravelly roads, really use caution and pay attention.
Exactly. Take the corners a little slower, really do your best to peek around them.
Right.
Because, you might be, driving safely on your side of the road, but someone else might be, trying to cut that windy corner a little tighter and stuff like that. So you just got to be cautious around there.
You do. And like I said, people are focusing if they're trying to get out. I was coming out of a grocery store. I was not the car. There was a car in front of me, but a bicyclist. Like, I did not see this bicyclist until they were almost right in front of the car in front of us. So you really have to pay attention because as drivers, we're looking for the cars. We want to pull out into traffic, so we're watching the cars. We're not really paying attention. We should be. Don't get me wrong. We should be paying attention to the sidewalks, but we're not. So as a bicyclist or a motorcyclist, you've got to be paying attention.
Well, absolutely. Thanks for all the tips this morning, Nurse Christina. Always appreciate it, and hopefully we can still enjoy a little bit of summer life.
That's right. That's right. Get out there and have fun.
And coming up, we have What's Trending, including how much a historic